We start tonight with breaking news. Thanks so much for joining us on the ABC10 app. I'm Laura Painter.
I'm Chris Thomas. Indeed, we start with a disturbing case tonight. Sacramento police are responding to a death investigation involving a 3-year-old child.
Here's what we know. This is all happening in the Hagenwood neighborhood on Douglas Street near Los Rios Boulevard. Police say they went out to a medical aid call, and that's when they found the child. ABC10's Garshpal Sangha is live at the scene right now. Still a very active investigation, and you're learning new information by the minute. Garshpal, what are you finding out right now?
Yeah, Chris and Laura, investigators here on scene. A lot of that activity that's happening right now remains inside the house, but we have been seeing officers come in, going, and this is the street right here. This is Douglas Street. It's a very small residential street, and the house that they have been coming in and out of is that grayish home over there on your left side. You can see a portion of that home, that window. So police officers have been coming in and out. So we are here on Los Robles Boulevard. Some of the major roadways in this area are Marysville Boulevard and Arcade Boulevard. But right now we're learning that police is processing the scene, searching the area, and speaking with witnesses. Now, Sacramento police tells us after 12:30 p.m., officers came to a home here on Douglas Street in the Hagenwood neighborhood. And when they got here, they found a 3-year-old boy with serious injuries. And they went on to say that boy died on scene. Right now, police are treating this like a suspicious death investigation, with the homicide detectives and CSI on scene taking over this investigation. Again, right now, they're processing the scene, searching the area, speaking with witnesses. Sacramento police say they're still trying to figure out exactly what led up to this incident as they're continuing their investigation. But police did tell us that they're speaking with family members at this time. Again, this is being investigated as a suspicious death investigation, and police did tell us if this turns into a homicide, they will let us know. But right now, they're just trying to figure out exactly what happened here. They're asking people in the area if they heard anything or if they know anything to give them a call. If they want to stay anonymous, give the Sacramento Valley Crime Stoppers a call, and there is a cash reward for information that does lead to any information that is valuable. Reporting live in the Sacramento area, Garshpal Sangha, ABC10.
Garshpal, certainly a tragic situation. I know you're going to be out there on scene throughout the night, gathering new information for us. Keep us posted as you learn more. Garshpal, thank you. Remember, to find out more on this and other breaking news, just visit our free ABC10 app.
Well, a suspect has surrendered after an hours-long standoff. It happened inside a neighborhood in the Mather area. Investigators say it started just before 1 p.m. this afternoon, and the suspect surrendered around 4 p.m. According to Sacramento County deputies, this appears to be a case of domestic violence on McRoberts Drive. The suspect allegedly even fired a shot, but deputies say the good news is the victim is now safe. They say the suspect ran inside a home and barricaded himself inside the house. An armored vehicle, as you see there, was sent to the scene, and the suspect has been detained. He was identified as a 64-year-old man. Stay with ABC10 for updates.
The intensified ICE operation in Minneapolis is ending.
Yeah, Borders' our Tom Homan made that announcement today that the immigration surge in Minnesota is coming to an end.
I have proposed, and President Trump has concurred, that this surge operation conclude. A significant drawdown has already been underway this week.
The aggressive surge that started in December, called the largest immigration operation ever by DHS, was met with fierce criticism and major protests. The first big flashpoint was the killing of Renee Good by an ICE agent. Tensions only increased after a second U.S. civilian, Alex Preddy, was also killed by an agent. And tonight, a state lawmaker is demanding answers following months of what she calls a lack of transparency by federal agents.
ABC 10 State Matters political reporter Jenny Ha tells us about the plan to take the feds to court.
This isn't a criminal courthouse. Immigration is civil.
At the John Moss Federal Building in Sacramento, a place where immigration hearings are held daily, Democratic Assemblymember Maggie Krell announced legal action against federal immigration officials.
What is the federal government hiding?
Krell, a former prosecutor, is suing the Executive Office for Immigration Review, which is under the Department of Justice, for a lack of transparency on recent courthouse arrests statewide.
Why is it necessary to, tackle people in front of their children and spouses and arrest them and deport them and detain them? I mean, why is that necessary when they're just here to check in to get their day in court?
Krell says the lawsuit was prompted by insufficient responses to her Freedom of Information Act requests. She says in June she asked why the public, including family members, attorneys, and journalists, were barred from entering the Sacramento Immigration Court while hearings were ongoing.
I received some heavily redacted documents in response, but they weren't sufficient.
Then in August, she says she requested additional insight into federal immigration guidelines as well as security footage.
I haven't received anything at all. There has been some back and forth.
According to Krell, there have been more than 30 courthouse arrests in Sacramento alone. According to the National Association of Immigration Judges, 103 immigration judges have been fired since President Trump took office, 28 of them in California.
I was at the court this morning. Folks are scared. They do not want to come.
Advocates point to changed immigration enforcement guidelines, including last January's reversal of a Biden-era policy that restricted immigration activity in or near courthouses.
They're attending their hearings and their check-ins, and they're seeking due process in the way in which it is available to them.
Jenny Ha, ABC 10.
Now, we did reach out to the White House, and they referred us to the Department of Justice and Homeland Security. The Executive Office for Immigration Review declined to comment, and we have not heard back from DHS.
This all comes as Immigration and Customs Enforcement says it has opened more than 36 internal investigations into alleged excessive use of force by its agents. The cases span from January 2025 through January 2026. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons told the Senate Homeland Security Committee 18 investigations are closed, 19 remain open, and 1 has been referred for further action. Lyons did not identify the case sent forward. He said ICE reviews every incident and holds agents accountable.
Meanwhile, Democratic senators blocked a Department of Homeland Security funding bill today. All other government agencies have been funded through September. But money for DHS has been held up as Democrats demand changes to immigration enforcement. Most DHS employees will stay on the job, but many will not be paid until Congress passes a bill. Agencies impacted include FEMA, TSA, and the Coast Guard. Now, keep in mind the deadline is Friday night. Congress is off next week for President's Day, and many senators left after their final votes. GOP leader John Thune says he will call them back to Washington if Democrats reach a deal with the White House.
Coming up, thousands of Stockton homeowners are breathing a sigh of relief after they now no longer need to pay for flood insurance. The details after the break.
A break from the wet weather, tracking that next weather impact alert starting up on Sunday.
Well, tonight, thousands of homeowners in Stockton can finally start seeing the savings from a flood control project that has been in the works for years.
Yeah, a zone where flood insurance was required since 2009 is now in the clear. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras has the details tonight.
For almost 16 years along Stockton-Smith Canal, frustration for homeowners has been rising.
It's been ridiculous.
Because while the water has stayed confined to the canal, rates on FEMA-required flood insurance for 8,000 homeowners like Bob Stewart only rose.
I started out at $200, I ended up at $1,300 last year. I was paying $1,000 a year for flood insurance. It was ridiculous. FEMA put us into a flood zone.
But now...
So I'm happy they did what they did.
And this is what they did. A floodgate at the mouth of the Smith Canal, allowing the San Joaquin Area Flood Control Agency to open or close flow from the San Joaquin River into the canal. Executive Director Darren Swen tells me the construction ended in 2024, but just this week,
FEMA just approved the letter of map revision, taking out approximately 8,000 properties of the special flood hazard area, meaning that residents in that area will no longer be mandatory to pay flood insurance. But it can be up to $3,000 a year.
Yeah, that would be nice not have to pay the flood insurance.
While homeowners will no longer have to pay thousands of dollars for insurance each year, they will still be on the hook for an assessment fee. That's for maintenance and repairs of the floodgate. But officials say that fee is much smaller.
It's included in our taxes.
Okay. A smaller fee and a lot more peace of mind, turning frustration into gratitude.
They got it done and they did a good job.
In Stockton, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
Good to know, Gabriel. Thank you. Officials say that ongoing assessment fee is about $100 to $200 a year. The floodgate was used for the first time to prevent flooding just a few weeks ago.
Well, the city of Stockton is making the move to its new city hall after years of planning. You'll find them at 501 West Weber Avenue in Building 2. Services at City Hall include the Community Development Department, Building and Life Safety, Planning, Development Engineering, and Fire Prevention will open next Monday at 1 p.m.
Let's talk weather now as we head into a 3-day weekend for many of you. We know folks are going to be heading up the hill, so we got a live look at different scenes here. We got downtown Sacramento and some ski resorts across the Sierra. Let's bring in Monica now. We know there's a lot of fresh powder out there for folks to enjoy.
And there's more of that on the way too, huh, Monica?
A whole lot more of that on the way. This is going to be a big storm cycle, folks, so buckle up. Get ready because things are changing. What we're tracking some fog for our Friday, dry Valentine's Day. Really nice timing on how all of this is coming in from the Pacific. Weekend storm starts brewing on Sunday and then really starts to hit us on President's Day through next week. Now, storm system number 1 came through yesterday. It gave us about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of rain through much of the lower elevations, closer to about 3/4 of an inch of rain as we headed up into the foothills. And it wasn't going to be a big snow producer. We knew that. We got anywhere from 5 to 20 inches of snow. Not bad, considering that there's a whole lot more on the way. Once we connect with this big cold air plunge that's coming in early next week, we're going to see those snow levels just absolutely come crashing down the hill. Highs for today quite contrary to that. Highs reach the mid to upper 60s in the valley, 50s to near 60 in the foothills, and close to 40 for the Tahoe Basin. Had a few snow flurries earlier today, but all of that is winding down. We still have cloudy skies though at Tahoe, 39. Clear skies throughout the valley. Right now we're in the low 60s. That sunset was at 5:41, so just a couple minutes ago. As far as tonight, with the clear skies, we'll cool things to right around 40 degrees. Areas of fog tomorrow morning does not last long into our Friday. We're basically looking at mostly sunny skies for our Friday, and quite mild actually as well. We're awaiting that cold air to come in from the Pacific, and once it does, it really starts to get things cranking here by the middle of next week. We'll start the rain and snow on Sunday, so that's going to be our first weather impact alert day. We'll continue it into next week. Friday and Saturday, though, with dry conditions, a good opportunity to get the storm drains cleared out as well as the gutters and get ready for what's to come. Under our ridge of high pressure, will keep things dry again right through our weekend forecast. Once we start to approach the end of our Sunday, we start to see areas of rain developing, and that will take us deep into our Monday and then continuing right through next week. Plus the low snow as well, bottoming out potentially overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday at about 2,500 feet. So that means very slow going over the passes and getting up to the passes. We're expecting anywhere from 15 to almost 50 inches of snow and about 1.5 inches to almost 3 inches of rain by the time all is said and done. Highs for tomorrow for our Friday forecast in the 40s. We're close to 60 for the foothills as we head towards the coast, 50s along the coast, but then head inland with mostly sunny skies. We'll reach the upper 60s. Capital region, we're in the low to mid 60s, and we'll carry that all the way into the San Joaquin Valley. Our extended forecast, you can certainly see how things are going to be much colder by the time we get into the beginning of next week. That's really when that cold air starts to work in. Could be tracking thunderstorms as well. Extended forecast, we begin our weather impact alert round 2 on Sunday and continue through at least the middle of next week. And you notice those temperatures much colder. Highs in the low 50s. So hopefully you still have your space heaters out. Yep. The extra blanket on the bed, because we're going to need it come next week.
That is so true. I mean, for anyone who has put all that stuff away, start digging out now. There is some time to dry out and re-prepare, because you said that this is going to be bigger than what we've experienced this week.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I was noticing those lows back in the 30s as well next week.
Oh.
Winter's still here.
Yes.
Okay, Monica, thank you. Well, coming up next, remembering Dawson's Creek star James Vanderbeek, who died after his fight with cancer.
Well, many people are wanting to learn more about actor James Van Der Beek today after the announcement of his death.
Yeah, the Dawson's Creek star suffered from colorectal cancer. His case is now leading to new questions about the disease. Here's ABC's Andrea Fuji.
After battling colorectal cancer, former teen idol James Van Der Beek has died at just 48 years old. He announced in 2024 he had cancer, but it was just last month he revealed it was colorectal cancer. The dad of 6 spoke with our Robin Roberts about life with his diagnosis.
Your wife, Kim, she was there. You said that she has been your rock. How has she helped you?
She's, this is where I'm going to lose it. She's been amazing. She's really taught me what unconditional love is.
Van Der Beek's career spanned 3 decades. Most notably known for his role as Dawson Leary in Dawson's Creek. His wife posting, he met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. Colorectal cancer affects the lower intestine and is the second most common cancer in both men and women. About 160,000 people are expected to be diagnosed this year, with more than 55,000 annual deaths. One major concern, more people under 50 are being diagnosed.
More young people being affected by this disease, and to the point that I would actually call it an epidemic.
37-year-old father of 2, Chris Kowalski, learned he had stage 4 colorectal cancer last year after experiencing belly pain and fatigue.
It's one of those things that, you got to get checked out because you never know what can happen.
Belly pain and fatigue are symptoms, as well as a change in bowel habits, blood in your stool, and weight loss. Doctors emphasize the importance of diet and exercise, but say there's no known cause of colorectal cancer.
It's not necessarily genetics. It's more likely to be environmental. It could be microbiome, but still it remains an unanswered question.
Colonoscopies are recommended beginning at age 45, earlier if you have a family history of colorectal cancer. Kowalski has no family history, but now, after 18 rounds of chemo with a clinical trial, he has a good prognosis and is on a mission to raise awareness.
I'm super proud of the fact that as of right now, over 100 people that are in my network have gotten colonoscopies since April. And unfortunately, 5 of those people had polyps.
The death rate has been dropping in older adults, mainly because polyps are found by screening and removed before they develop into cancer. But for younger people, death rates are on the rise. Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
Interestingly enough, Catherine O'Hara also had rectal cancer. She died here recently. And apparently the disease is now the leading cause of cancer-related deaths in adults under 50, surpassing lung and breast cancer as well.
Yes, James, he was so beloved, right? A teen idol in the 90s, and he leaves behind a large family. I've been seeing reports that celebrities, including Steven Spielberg, are donating to his GoFundMe to help with his family too. So just a reminder, everyone out there, get tested for multiple different kinds of cancers out there. It really could save your life.
It can make the difference, right? Well, coming up, we do want to change gears. I know that was kind of heavy for you, but listen to this. A McDonald's staple is making a return when you can get your hands on the Shamrock Shake after the break.
Coming up new tonight on the news at 6. Thinking about buying an electric vehicle? The federal tax credit is gone, but Governor Gavin Newsom is looking to fill the gap. Coming up at 6, who could benefit and how much money it could save you.
Well, the Sacramento area is packed with Valentine's events all weekend long, so here are just a few. Tonight in Old Sacramento at Atrium 916, they have a romantic paint and sip experience.
Yep. Tomorrow, the Sacramento Ballet performs the opening of Sleeping Beauty. On Valentine's Day, you can hop aboard the River Fox train or head to the Capitol Events Center for a self-love celebration.
Sunday, Glow Studio is hosting a Galentine's clothing swap and mini market. So yes, Valentine's Day is almost here, but the luck of the Irish is hitting McDonald's next week.
So we got to bust out all of our green clothes, right? We got to get ready for that. St. Patrick's Day is also just around the corner, which means a return of McDonald's Shamrock Shake.
Okay, so the minty favorite is set to hit McDonald's restaurants on Tuesday. It has been a seasonal staple since 1970. Also returning is the Oreo Shamrock McFlurry that debuted in 2020.
Well, McDonald's hasn't said how long it will serve the desserts, but St. Patty's Day is March 17th. Mark your calendar. So they're unlikely to hang around for much long after that. So what they're basically telling you is rush out and get these now while you can.
Yeah, Tuesday is the date, huh?
Exactly.
Watch us anytime right here on the ABC10 app.